Hello. The Sandman. I don't even know what the Sandman does. By the way, I talked about I mentioned the Huntsman in the previous video. That was actually one of the, I remember that's one of the earliest items I ever got in Team Fortress 2. Like, it was really early on I got the Huntsman. And I was using it. I think I was using it in Egypt. Or maybe I'm misremembering. I mean, I was just using it in general on several different maps. Or maybe not several, but I remember anyway the Huntsman was really early on. That was in 2017 that I was playing Team Fortress 2. And then, well, you see, I was playing Team Fortress 2 a lot earlier too. In fact, we can even check the date right here, I think. You see, it says the 30th of November 2012. So I would have been 9 years old. But the thing is, my mother didn't let me play this game. But I played it for a little bit. But because I felt ashamed, I stopped. Also because it caused me weird resolution problems that I didn't really know how to fix. Because I'm actually really bad with technology. Contrary to what you might think. Or, I don't know. I'm bad at technology. I can't do anything. I mean, that was obviously, like, the resolution thing is easy, though. Probably. I could probably fix that today, but other technological things I have no idea about. I have no competence. So I only played it for a few hours when I was 9, and then I took like a 4-year break, like I said, and started playing it in early 2017, I think. That's when I went back to Team Fortress 2. By that point I was 13. And like a few years later, my mother would let my brother play all the games he wanted. It's very unfair. You know, my younger brother. Whoa, what was he holding? Right. Maybe that's the one I was thinking of, actually. Maybe the Huntsman thing was actually a false memory. Maybe I had both, but... Or maybe that one was the one that I had really early on. I might just have told you a completely false story. And now, like, I just realized that it was false when I saw what that other sniper was holding. I think that might have been... What he was holding, I think that was actually the one that I got really early on. Yeah, damn. The fact that I can get stories that wrong. Okay, I see that encoding is still overloaded. Alright. Let me talk about art for a second here, in general, right? You know Beatrice de Rassenay? You know, Digi? Like, I'm shocked. I watched her entire, like, video about the music she's listened to, and it's shocking to me how someone can listen to that many albums. She'd listened to hundreds of albums. It was shocking to me, because I've only listened to maybe like 50. Like, I feel like I consume very little art, very little quantity, and so then it feels like if I like something, it feels like that's feels like I just am that I feel like I might be like, I feel like the fact that I haven't listened to a lot of music, for instance, feels like I am just latching onto things that I have listened to, whereas if I'd listened to a large quantity, I would have I would be like I would be having a wider array to like pick from, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it feels like I'm kind of clouded by my feels like I'm ignorant. It feels like I'm insular. Insulated. Or something. Feels like I'm latching onto something just because it's the only thing I've listened to, rather than because I actually prefer it the most, if you know what I'm saying. And I realize now that it sounds like I'm actually like talking about something broader here. It's like funny. It's like in Yuri Yuri season 3 episode 10, where Kyoko says like something about her dream, and she even says it was a prophetic dream. And like that was like, it was an analogy, or like the point of that was like, you don't realize how much something means until you lose it. because Yui was about to leave the amusement club. But then again, I don't even think that that's true. I mean, I wouldn't even say that that's true. Like my general point here about like that getting attached to things which are in your proximity is a bad way to go about things. I don't even think that that's true. Like, because that's what Digi was saying actually in her video, in her rant about unrequited love. She said that she thinks that's how it is with a lot of people, that they don't look elsewhere. But like, I don't even really think that that's a good point. I mean, that's a descriptive thing, but I wouldn't say that that's normatively bad. But it's a good observation, but it's not. I wouldn't say that it's normatively speaking. Like, I wouldn't say that that's a bad way to go about things. Because, like, let me give you an example. Or, no. Well, let's just say it like this. Okay, I'm not really going to give you an example or anything. I'm just going to talk about music. Or, well, it'll be kind of like an example, the second one anyway. Perhaps. I mean, like, I was in the other video, in a recent video, I was going on about how good the Blonde Redhead album was, Misery is a Butterfly, yet it feels like, I mean, it kind of feels like fake, or it kind of feels like if I'd listened to hundreds of other albums, maybe I wouldn't even like Misery as a Butterfly, is what I'm saying. Like, that maybe I'm just... like I said, that I'm insular. If this makes any sense. And like, I was thinking today about how I kind of felt like listening to that that one incel album that I listened to like a year ago. Let me explain. Okay, at one point I googled to see if there was incel music. There was this Reddit thread about it, and like someone had linked his album. Said that the lyrics dealt with incel themes. Not that I could even hear any of the lyrics, because it was like metal or something. And not that I even identify as an incel anymore. Well, I do, kind of, but no. But, I mean, it was always kind of a joke for me, the incel thing. I mean, like... well, how should I put it? I remember in the autumn of 2019, I was browsing that one, brain cells subreddit. But it got banned, that subreddit. So I mean, you could say I was taking in the ideas, although I never seriously identified with the ideas. If I did, I could have joined one of the forums. In fact, I think I might have tried to join one of the forums at one point, but not really. I was never serious about it. How should I say this? Why am I even saying this? Look, the point is, I disagreed with most of incel ideas, I guess. Maybe not that much at the time. I mean, like, I was never full incel, but maybe like quarter incel. So I thought it'd be funny if there was some music, incel music. So I googled that, and yeah, like I said, someone had linked the album. I listened to that, and like I didn't really think it was good, but and now I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should go back to that album. Maybe it was kind of fun, right? But it's like, I didn't even like the album, so why should I go back to it? Like, I can't help but feel like I'm insular. Like, if I'd listened to hundreds of albums, I would have like been able to, like, it would have been a better culling process, or how should I say it? Like, that I would get a better, like, that I would have better stuff to listen to, is what I'm saying. I just feel like I'm insular to the point to where I don't even listen to the stuff I would like the most, is what I'm saying. But maybe that's not true. I don't know. It's just that like I said, I consume very little art, and I feel like I'm doing it wrong when I listen to Beatrice, but maybe I'm not doing it wrong. I don't know. So other than that, or moving on. Maybe I'll read American Psycho. So like I've added a bunch of things to my. So I have American Psycho, and then I have Tokyo Ghoul manga, and I have like. There's also Ginga-Ayu Densetsu, which I am watching during my, like, whilst I'm eating, because I can't read whilst eating. So, like, read books whilst eating, so I watch Ginga-Ayu Densetsu. I'll tell you about my plans, right? So, well, I've already gone into it a bit here, but the plan is that once I'm done with American Psycho, I will read Tokyo Ghoul. And when I'm done with reading Tokyo Ghoul, I will read Bokudaki ga Inai Machi, which it's marked on hold on my anime list, like my manga list on myanimelist.net. I've read 14 chapters, and then I've marked it on hold, like I said, and I'll get back to that. And once I've read Bokudaki ga Inai Machi, I have 9. So I have 9 manga on my plan to read. Marked plan to read. And those are, or let me just talk about this in like priority. I'm planning to read Azumanga Daioh, because I keep seeing, like, so there's this guy I am acquainted with I'm acquainted with this guy on Twitter. His name is GengarJu420, and he likes like 30 Azumanga Daioh. Like, here's the thing. There's this account. Okay, starting from the beginning, there's this account which tweets out a random Lucky Star, like a random screenshot from Lucky Star every 30 minutes or every hour. Every 30 minutes, yeah. Random screenshot. And so he was liking some of those. Alright, and then he was liking a lot of these ones. There's this other account which tweets out a random Azumanga Daioh screenshot every 30 minutes. The Azumanga Daioh anime. So I was looking at all these screenshots from the anime, and I thought, well, this looks really cool actually. I want to watch Azumanga Daioh. And then lately there's also this other account which tweets out a random manga panel, or I don't know if it's random or what that even means. The Azumanga, the one with the anime, Azumanga Daioh anime pick bot. It says well, yeah, whatever. I mean, random. It says random, but this one doesn't say it explicitly. But it says WIP work in progress. It's still a bit wonky. Please bear with it for a while. Which seems to suggest that it's, well, yeah, it's got to be a, obviously, it's got to be a, well, not necessarily, but it's likely a bot. Anyway, so it tweets out a manga panel from Azumanga Daioh, the manga, every 30 minutes. And I'll be looking at these panels, and I'm like, oh wow, this looks really cool. I want to read this Azumanga Daioh manga. So those are my plans. I read the Azumanga Daioh manga, and then I watch the Azumanga Daioh anime. At some point, I mean, I was planning to rewatch Lucky Star 2, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I don't know. Alright, and then I also found out yesterday that the manga Yotsubato is created by the creator of Azumanga Daioh. Like, I just happened to see it because, like, you know, in the Yuri Yuri Discord server that I'm in, right? Someone posted a picture of a dirty Yotsubato manga volume he had, and he cleaned it up, and before after picture, and I just saw that it said on, so it was the back of the of the volume, like the back side, whatever you would call it. And it says here, from the wacky mind of Azumanga Daioh creator Azuma Kiyohiko. His name's Azuma? What? Azumanga Daioh. So now I want to read Yotsubato as well. And I found this, someone had posted this this funny picture in or funny, whatever you would call it. This picture in the Yuri Yuri Discord server of Yotsuba and a trash can. And in the trash can is Pepe, a bunch of Pepe images, and those Wojak images, and the text, "Opinion discarded." And I very much agree with that. I can show it to you, actually. Oh, I haven't downloaded it on my computer. I was on my phone. Because you see, I slept till like 10 or 11 today. Yeah, so I don't know how I'm gonna... Yeah, this is always what happens with me and my sleep, and then my parents nag me relentlessly, and I don't like it. He shot at me. So then there's also Yuri Yuri. You know, I love the Yuri Yuri anime. I've loved it since I was 12. Although at some point in the middle I'd forgotten how good it was. But yeah, Yuri Yuri, first anime I watched, basically. Pretty much first anime I watched, November 30th, 2015. Oh, cook the spook! Kill 10 spies with your cookery. Well, this isn't a cookery, this is a tribalman's shiv, but... Alright, sure. Cook the spook. Cook the spook. Cook the spook. So Yuri Yuri manga, I have no, like, I don't know, I suppose I might just read it. I mean, supposedly I read it, like 12 chapters in it when I was 12. I seem to remember that, but, and like that's on my manga list, but like it says I've read 12 chapters, but then when I go and look at the first 12 chapters, I don't recognize anything. Like, it's totally different from what I remember. So, I've spoken about this in a different video. But it's like I read some doujinshi or something. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, it looks completely different. Seemingly. Like, I don't remember the art being as clean. And, like, high definition. And stuff like, I don't know. It's weird, it's not like I remember it. Maybe that is what I read though, I don't know. But either way, well, it's still weird though. I don't know. Very confusing. But I might just read that. And like, in the Yuri Yuri Discord server, the other day, so we were talking about someone, like, okay, so someone said that Nadeshiko's friends actually appear in the background in season 3, and someone else said Hanako friends appear in Nachiachimi, and the other guy said, yeah, in the intro, Nachiachimi Plus. So he must have said the wrong name there, Nadeshiko instead of Hanako. And also said wrong, because Nachiachimi Plus is not season 3. I don't think it really counts to season 3. I wouldn't say so. And the other guy said, I think it was in the movie, when Akari is going to the train station, you see Hanako and their friends playing. Yeah, and that was also a misremembering. That's not true. And the other guy said, Nachiachimi Plus episode 1, if I recall correctly, which is correct. And I went and looked it up, and indeed, yeah, there's Hanako and her friends, and then there's this blonde girl who's like looking at Hanako from like around the corner, and just like looking at her, and her friends run off in the distance, and someone said to me, Hanako's girlfriend, like the blonde one, and I said, I don't know if you're serious. I ain't read no Omeroke. And he said, read it. And someone else said, read it. And the other guy said, please. So they're just begging me to read Omeroke for some reason, so I guess I'd better do it. Just kidding. Well, that does sound pretty ridiculous, but that is kind of my thought process here. So I might just read Omeroke. Which is, you know, well, if you know what it is, you know what it is. Spin-off of Yuri Yuri. Alright, and for some other ones I have here in my plan to read, there is Tokyo Akatsukin.
Stop the cart, lads!
So Tokyo Akatsukin, I've added it to my plan to read because Beatrice said on Twitter that, well, I don't remember what exactly she said. I should just go look it up so I don't have to paraphrase. Twitter.com/ or whatever. Twitter.com, search parenthesis from Digibra, closing parenthesis, Tokyo Akatsukin. Okay, quote, compare me to whatever you want, or quote, compare me to whatever character you want, but I've never related to anyone more than Tokyo Akatsukin, and if you try to read that manga, you'll know what's wrong with me, and wish you didn't, lol, unquote. So, I mean, it sounds interesting, it looks interesting, I'm planning to read that. And then I also have here, Banana Fish, which my friend, if I remember correctly, my friend likes the anime Banana Fish, and so I looked it up and saw it had a manga and it looked kind of cool, so I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll read Banana Fish. So yeah. And then I also have here Kaze no Tani no Nausicaa. Nausicaa, as it's spelled for some reason. Well, okay, I've googled that at some point. I think it's supposed to represent some Greek thing. It's some romanization of some Greek vowel thingy, I think. So it's not like it's ridiculous or anything. I think there was actually something like that, like it's a romanization of Greek somehow. Yeah, so that's okay. Yeah, it's Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, as it's called in English. I don't even know why I'm planning to read that. Like, there's no good reason. I told you, I've watched like a minute of every Miyazaki film, and I guess Nausicaa looked kind of the most interesting to me. Maybe. Like, it looked a little bit interesting, perhaps, of like the first minute I watched. And I thought, oh, okay, well, it has a manga, and like I've heard good things about this manga. Like I've seen a few like screenshots of it too, and like it looks kind of cool, I guess. So maybe I'll read that. And speaking of Miyazaki, from up on Poppy Hill, or Kokuri Kozaka Kara. Wasn't I talking about this in the other video? Yeah, I was. That one doesn't have a translation. So I guess I'll have to become fluent in Japanese first. Again, not that it's even gonna be any good, but I just, for some reason, I want to read that. For some reason, I have an interest in it. kind of stupid, I guess. And then I also have Not Simple. It's your boy, Not Slick here. I used to watch that guy. He called Jaden Animations a thought. That Not Slick guy. He sure was slick at trolling people. It's your boy, Not Slick here. Okay, that's enough. Not Simple. So this was just, I was just watching one of Beatrice's old videos, the one in which she was going through her manga collection, and she recommended Not Simple. It was like, she said it was only a volume long, so I'd better go read it, and like, okay, sure, it's only a volume, so I've added it to my plan to read. I guess I'll read that. And I have Happy Sugar Life. Now this one's kind of weird. Why do I have it? Well, I was just like in the Yuri Yuri Discord server, and someone was talking about one of the characters, I think. Someone mentioned this somehow. I don't know how. I don't know what the context was. Maybe I can look it up. Let's see. Yeah, I can't really, I mean, I can find the people, like... actually, maybe that was... No. No. Well, I mean, I can find some mentions of this, but I don't really know which one led to me Googling it and adding it to my plan to read. I don't really know what... Well, okay, so the main character's been mentioned a few times here, I see, but like I said, I don't really know which one made me Google, but whatever. I'm pretty sure someone mentioning this in like one of these characters in the Yuri Yuri Discord server was what led to me looking this up, and well, wait, why would I start walking? I guess I just pressed W and well, yeah. What is Snowy Coast? Okay, but anyway, I saw this anime had a manga. Like, you're noticing a pattern here. If an anime has a manga, I want to read the manga first. And like, I looked, I guess I kind of read like a little bit of some reviews or something, and like, it seemed slightly interesting, so I just figured, yeah, maybe I'll read that. Like, I have no like good reason for reading this. It's just kind of, it looks a little bit interesting, but I don't know. It's pretty random, but I want to read that. I don't really know what to say. And lastly, oh, it's this one. And lastly, we have Akira, which it's just kind of funny. I mean, like it's just. Let me just say like a few loose things about Akira. I was looking back at one of these German texts I wrote when I was 12. Like I'd written a short text about Kanye West in German class, and I wrote that one of his favorite films was Akira. And furthermore, I was rewatching the Filthy Frank video, Pimp My Wheelchair. Man, that video sure is funny. God damn. It's pretty cool being 13, watching Filthy Frank. What is that? Filthy Frank. Oh man. And in that video, he says to the wheelchair guy, so Filthy Frank is, so Frank is introducing this new wheelchair to him. And it's this, and he says it's gonna be like Neo Tokyo up in here or something like that. Let me go back and just quote it directly. Filthy Frank, on the other hand, seems like he might mind the copyright. I don't think George Miller is a cool guy. We got neon lights. We got neon lights. I can't even hear what he says, so I can't like quote it directly. Looking like Neo Tokyo up in here. This boy gonna look like Akira. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen Akira? Yeah. No, you haven't. I have. What happens in it? Forgot. Ah, got him. I just thought that was... Like, I remember that scene, right? But I never really realized... I guess I never really realized what film he was talking about. Maybe I wasn't really familiar with Akira when I was 13. And now I am, like... Now you hear about it all the time from people like Beatrice, right? So... At this point, I just kind of feel like watching it, even though I don't even think I'm gonna enjoy it, because I'm stupid. But then I also think, oh wait, it has a manga, so I'm gonna read the manga first. So that's why I have the manga in my plan to read. And that's it. That's my entire plan to read. And then of course there's Death Note, which I still haven't read. from like start to finish. I've only read like random chapters, later chapters with Nier. I was reading a little bit of that when I was, last, like in the autumn of 2019. So maybe I'll read that, I don't know. But that's about it. That's not to say that that's little. That's actually very much. That feels like very much for me. Then we still have half of Gingai Densetsu. I've watched 54 episodes of Gingai Densetsu. There are 110 episodes. I've watched 54 out of 110. That's about half. So like on the anime side of things, I'm planning to finish that. And then there, like I said, then there's Azumanga Daioh. And then there's also this one which isn't on my plan to watch. I only have Azumanga Daioh set as a plan to watch. That's, yeah, there's only one plan to watch entry in my anime list. I have this bookmarked instead, the Ping Pong Club. Ike Inachu Takubu. It's called in Japanese. So the story behind this one is that there's this at the end of this one. At the end of one of the Filthy Frank videos, like at the end of every Filthy Frank video, there's like an outro, and there's like some "let's get some pussy tonight," he says, and there's always some weird image there at the end. And in one of these videos, I don't remember which. Actually, I think it was the one the what's it called? Dick Pays Rent. Yeah, there it is. Dick Pays Rent. So at the end of that video, the image which is showing there is like some old woman with like very sagging breasts, like, and she's like in the shower, and like one of them's going down the drain, and she says, "Help me, one of them's going down the drain." Very disturbing imagery. And I looked it up, and it's from the Ping Pong Club. And yeah, it's like, it's been spoken about a bit on Twitter. Yeah, just like people describe how wacky of an anime it is. In the reviews too. So like, I don't really know if I'm gonna watch that. Maybe I will. And that's about it on the anime side. Actually, I don't really have anything else that I would like to watch on the anime side. There's pretty much nothing else. Like I said, I was gonna maybe rewatch Lucky Star. There's not really anything else. Well, there are Miyazaki films which I might give another chance. Kind of feel like giving the Miyazaki films another chance. Yeah, I feel like doing that. Oh yeah, and then there's also Cowboy Bebop. I mean, I watched episode 1 of Cowboy Bebop in the autumn of 2019. And like, there's this one video which Beatrice has made about Cowboy Bebop, and like, I watched like 5 minutes of it. I stopped because I didn't want to be spoiled too much. But she had an interesting way of describing it. Like, the way she described it made it sound really good. I liked the way she described it. So even though I'm saying that's about it now, oh, maybe I'll watch a Hidamari sketch. I suppose. Maybe I'll watch Hidamari sketch. Nah, I don't know about that. Maybe not. And like, but like, even though I'm saying now like that's about it, this really feels like a lot to me. And furthermore, the idea of a plan to read and plan to watch list is there's just very like depressing to me. Like, because I fear death, and it's like, if you die and your plan to read list and your plan to watch list aren't empty, I mean, have you failed somehow? Or, well, clearly you haven't. That's the thing. But to me, that would feel like a failure. Like, I don't like the idea of a plan to read and plan to watch list which don't like get emptied. The idea of it makes me uncomfortable. Oh, and also there was this, I stumbled upon this YouTube video the other day that was saying how underrated Lupin the Third is. The anime Lupin the Third. Although, people were pointing out in the comments that no, it's not underrated. It's actually very highly rated in Europe and Japan. And, well, I guess they were like trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Well, maybe it's not underrated in the US, but no, I think it, or maybe it's not highly rated in the US, but I think it is too. I think it's highly rated in the US. I think he just kind of framed it in a stupid way. So maybe I'll watch Lupin the Third too. I don't know. I mean, I was considering reading the Lupin the Third manga at one point, but then I thought, well, I probably wouldn't like it. But I don't know. There's that too, I guess. But again, it feels like this feels like a lot. You know what I'm saying? It feels like a chore, and it feels weird because it feels like by making these lists, it feels like you're not it feels like you're not embracing death, and it feels like you're, yeah, if you know what I mean. Or like by like having this like idea to consume a lot of art, it feels like you're not embracing death by like saying, okay, there's like consuming a lot of art, I'm gonna consume all this art, right? But it feels like you're kind of like not embracing death by doing that. But maybe I'm just projecting. Maybe other people just see it as, oh, well, this is just how I spend my time, and this is just ideas for what I could do with my future time. But if I don't have that future time, that's okay too. I don't have to complete all these things. This is just how I spend my time. Maybe that's how other people think of it. but it does kind of sound like people think of it in a completionist way sometimes, though. Like, you know, I'm in this Yugi Discord server, and someone keeps talking about how they've caught up on seasonals. They've caught up on seasonals. Like, the way you make that sound just sounds weird to me. You've caught up on seasonals, as if it's a chore. Oh wow, this video's an hour long, damn.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
And for some reason, Girls' Last Tour keeps popping up in my head. I had to Google the name just now. I had to Google anime little girls military, because I do not know its name. But here it is, Girls' Last Tour. For some reason, this one keeps popping into my head too. I heard the creator was a huge pervert. I respect that. Or how should I say this? I respect the fact that he's, I guess what people would. Oh, it's this map. I remember playing Engineer on this map. Every time I think of Engineer, I think of me playing Engineer on this map. Like, I respect the fact that he's, like, has, like, that some people might, how do I say this? Some people may think he's doing something morally wrong, but I don't think so, is what I'm saying. Though I suppose, like, I guess I've realized the nuance of it lately. I've realized that maybe you could make some, like, trends, like, or not trends, but, like, predictions about people that are slightly more true. Like, depending on if they're in a certain group. Like, I kind of get it why, like, some people might be suspicious. Like, I guess I kind of understand that now. Like, that they maybe have somewhat of a point. I just think they don't, like, it doesn't necessarily apply, so I think it's kind of fucked up to like, you know, for instance, treat people as sexual predators if they're pedophiles, for instance. I keep thinking of that Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica. What's it called? Abridged series, in which she says that's kind of fucked up. She said. The other one said, "I know, right?" I just keep thinking of that moment. It's just funny the way it was voice acted. That's kind of fucked up. I'm really proud of the commentary. My commentary this video. This video is great. Sometimes I make a video like this and I just think to myself, man, this video in particular had really good commentary. I hope if people watch one of these videos, I hope they watch this one. Wow, I'm going fast. Like I guess I've realized more and more nuance lately. Like I just talked about the nuance of, like, for instance, people you could say, well, even that, I don't even really know if that's true. Like the thing about, oh, if they enjoy this type of art, they're more likely to be a criminal. I don't really know if you can even say that. I really wouldn't know. So let me just say this instead of nuance I've realized, and that's the map community on Twitter. I used to defend the map community a lot, and I still do. I think that the map community generally has a really good point. However, anti-maps are still fucking retarded. But I have realized some nuance lately, which is that the map community on Twitter is definitely... There's definitely a lot of shady stuff in that community. I've noticed, like, they absolutely have a point with that. It's not a good community, generally. Or, how should I say this? There's definitely shady stuff in that community. Definitely. Like, the community is definitely not clean. Like, it's far from clean. And an obvious example of that is how it has both anti-contact people and pro-contact people all lumped together. It's ridiculous. If I were in charge, I would have made it clear that the community is anti-contact, but that's the thing, it's not clear, because some of them are pro-contact, so... And someone somehow decided that it was okay having both of these very different positions in one place. Lumped together, it's ridiculous. So, like, in that sense, I can sympathize with anti-maps in that they kind of have a point about how you could say that like the map community is a front for gaining sympathy for child sexual abuse. Like, I can kind of see why they think that, like, and they kind of have a point. Which you could say is why I don't... Like, I mean, mostly I haven't well, let's just say now, like, I wouldn't associate with the map community now, and I never really have. Well, I kind of have, but I wouldn't now, because I see that nuance now, and I see how, like, it's definitely not clear. Like, you are, like, even I know who I am, but other people don't know who I am, and by associating myself with the map community, I would be unintentionally be what's it called? Would be complicit in the complicit in gaining sympathy, complicit in the campaign for gaining sympathy for child sexual abuse. So that is a valid criticism of the map community. For me, it's never been about a community. For some people, it really is about a community because they think a community helps. Like, they think non-contact pedophiles need support, and maybe they do. Well, sure, but... Well, for me, it's always been about the idea, the stance, the reasoning. Damn, there's only one left on each team. So only Smoke Coil and I left. Smoke Coil and I left. For me, it's always simply been about don't treat non-contact pedophiles as predators. That's always been what it's about for me, but well, man, now it's only me left. What am I even saying? Well, so for some people it's about a community of like support. Which is fair. As long as it's properly managed. As long as it's properly... As long as the community is proper, which it certainly isn't on Twitter. Like it's not clean. It's not clean in the slightest. Like maybe it's mostly clean, but there certainly is some contamination. So I see that point now. I see that nuance now. And so I see why maybe I shouldn't use the like for instance the map flag, since it's after all used by both pro-contact people. Like it is used by both anti-contact people and pro-contact people, so if like I might be complicit in supporting pro-contact advocacy if I'm using that flag. Because again, like I said, fucking retarded that you would have both of them under the same flag. So I guess I'd better make another one. Or just not have any flag at all. But you know what I mean. Like I said, for me it's always been about the reasoning, not really about a community. It's just the stance I have. Oh shit. Got him. Oh, there are two Diavontal too. Oh, it looks like the scout might actually be the bots. Where's the other Diavontal? Oh my god, how many bots can you have? This is ridiculous. There are two bots. Ugh. There are two bots. This is so annoying. They can't call votes often enough. Oh? No, that's the bot. Yeah, that's the bot. These two are the bots. Damn it. I don't really know if I feel like staying here like 6 minutes to get both of these bots off the team. Like, if I'm not even gonna keep playing afterwards, like, I would only be doing this to help them, and like, there would be nothing in it for me. But, well, I guess that would just show how how much of a saint I am if I do that. Oh, no, never mind. I thought they had gotten rid of Fendus. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Unless you're kicking me. Better not be kicking me. Oh no. Are they kicking me? Are they kicking me? Fennis didn't leave. Did you kick me? Try to kick me? Okay, there we go. Kick this one.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
You stupid. You still left. We have 3 bots on our team still. That's 4 in total. We have 4 bots on our team. We've had 4 bots on our team now. Like, this is ridiculous. There's Vediment, there's Fendus, and there's... Oh, Dea Fontal is gone now. Both of them. Yeah, kick him yourself, Vediment. I need to get my get a parent to purchase something so I can chat. So, have I said everything now? I've said how I see the nuance behind the map community thing, and like how I see how like I would be, even though I didn't intend it, I might be complicit in the advocacy of child sexual abuse. I see that now. I still maintain that anti-maps are fucking retards. They're some of the worst people out there. I hate anti-maps so much, you have no idea. Actually, some of those disgusting people ever. I cannot believe this shit. Do you have any idea how frustrated I am with anti-maps? Some of the most despicable people. They're so fucking stupid.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Because they're not reasonable, like I've been saying now. Like, I've been talking very nuancedly now, right? This nuance, this is not the only... This is not anti-maps. Anti-maps are just hateful. They're just hateful. They're not nuanced, they're hateful. Some of the worst people out there. Don't associate with anti-maps. Oh, I got a achievement. Uberectomy. Kill a medic that is ready to deploy an Uber charge. Oh, that's great. Alright, this video's over. I'm ending this video now. Goodbye.